I got a question. I'm pretty sure, I think I met my soulmate, but they don't seem to know it yet. I know it, they don't seem to know it. Am I crazy? What do I do? Hmm. So, if you think you have met your soulmate, if you are pretty sure you have, if you know that you have, then just trust your knowing. And let me talk about soulmates. So we have an agreement on the other side when we are creating our lives here, and we are creating who we're going to come in with, and we are creating the contracts that we have. And I'm not going to say a contract because it makes it sound like if, we don't rendezvous at this point, then we've blown it. And that's not the case at all. There are we have many soulmates that we have an agreement to meet to help us move forward and or to come together to help one another move forward. And sometimes that agreement, I'm going to talk about this soulmate for you in specific. It is very common that you have a number of different, I'm going to call them rendezvous points. And some of you might have met when you were younger and you just knew it, you came together, you became best friends, or you got married or didn't get married, but you've been in a partnership. Um, and that just had to do that you were both at the same frequency when you met. So with this soulmate that you have met and you've crossed paths, you're just not at the same frequency. And so it feels to me that your frequency is at a higher level. So you know it and you see it. And this other beautiful being is still working out on some stuff that the frequency is not there. So no big deal. There's nothing more for you to do. You're not crazy. Just move on through your path, keep moving, and know that you have set up several rendezvous points for you to come together at a time that your frequency is matching and being together. And or sometimes the agreement might have been that this other beautiful being had an agreement with you to make an agreement that every rendezvous point that you have together, that they are not at your frequency, and that you go inward, you trust your frequency, you trust your knowing, you trust all is well, you trust you didn't do anything wrong, you trust there's perfection, and you move forward towards it regardless to what your soulmate chooses to do or not chooses to do. So I'm not going to say you've done nothing wrong. This is just a frequency. It's just a frequency thing. You are not crazy. Just keep moving on. And I want you to take a deep breath, couple of deep breaths, just move this energy out and get into that beautiful calmness. And then what I want you to do is just is look through your curious and hopeful eyes and literally say, I wonder when we're going to meet again. And I wonder if next time we meet, if we will be at the same frequency. I can't wait to find out more about this beautiful being. Take a couple of deep breaths and just let it move on. Just let it move on. Everything you've done is perfect. You haven't made a mistake. They're saying you are perfect in all of your beautiful imperfections. and that if it's meant to be, it will be. If it is meant, and it is meant to be. That's why you think it was. That's why you kind of you kind of know it, and we're concerned that they didn't know it. So you're doing beautifully. You're doing beautifully, and just keep moving forward. Okay, let me keep moving on with this. So, wow, got two really big picture ones. I'm gonna ask this one next. So, I have been doing everything to get a good job, and I have done everything that people have told me. What am I missing? It's been 6 months, and I don't want to settle for less. Thank you for this question. And the very first thing that I want to let you know is that you're doing everything perfectly. You've got divine timing that is working on your behalf. And let me tell you on how divine timing wants you to work with it. And when I talk about divine timing, what I talk about is your guides, your angels, your ancestors, the gods and goddesses, the ascended masters, the archangels, God, all there is, who have been watching you and who've been with you since you landed, feet on the earth down here. And they've been watching you, and they've been studying you, and they've been paying attention to what you love to do, what you love, that when you think about it, that your heart blossoms and you get so excited that you wiggle in your seat, and your emotions get so big, you jump up and you run circles around it and just get so excited, whatever this is. They also have been watching you since the beginning of time, as far as, what you are just naturally really good at. Not what you want to be good at, but what you're just naturally really, really good at. And then what they're showing me is then your only job for them is to find that vibration. And what I'm being shown for you right now is you've got a couple of paths that you've got two things that you're looking at. And one of them, it looks like you have been I'm going to say kind of geared for this certain job, this certain occupation. It looks like you've studied for it. It looks like this is the one that other people were more excited about you having than you were. And it looks like you really wanted to love this. You wanted to be really good at it. You really kind of forced yourself. And I'm looking at you kind of, kind of tapping, a square peg in a round hole. And I'm looking at something else that literally, when you think about being able to do whatever this is, your heart expands. You wiggle in your seat. You get so excited. You see the potential. You see everything about it and how happy it's going to make you. And it looks like, so what it looks like is happening is that's the frequency that your team is waiting for you to have about this particular job that you've been searching for. So I'm going to say two things. They're waiting for you to find that frequency. and then what your team can do, they can move the moon and the stars to bring everything to you, to what you want. And what they want to bring you is whatever this thing is that would make you happier than anything in the whole world. So here's the advice that they have for you, is because you've got some stuck energy with getting this other job, and it feels like it's one that your family just expects that this is where you're going to work, this is what you're going to do. What they're saying is, start doing whatever this little tiny thing is, whatever this thing that you really wanted to do, and you just have been told that it'll never work, you can't do it, you're going to starve, you're not, all of those things. But I want you to kind of pick it up as a small habit. Even if all you do is maybe an hour a day, that's all you work on, and you raise your frequency to that beautiful happiness. Here's what I'm seeing, if you are able to raise your frequency because you're doing what you love to do, and if there is a purpose of you collecting data and working in this area that you're not as excited as, except that that's what you're looking for right now, it looks like you raising your vibration because you're working on something that you love, even if it's an hour a day, that then your frequency is going to raise and this other opportunity is going to come in. It looks like it's going to come in for you, and you're going to get this job. And it looks like it's because you've got some data to collect. And data being, there's things you need to learn, there's people you need to meet, there's experiences that you need to have, and maybe it's just realizing what makes you horribly unhappy. Whatever it is completely fine. But that is what the team is telling you to do. I hope that helped. But whatever it is that you love and really want to do, and you've probably been punished for even saying you want to do it, that is what you want to do. And then that's going to open all the energy up for everything else to come in. They're literally saying for you to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, let's see. What else do I have? I have a wonderful question here. What is consciousness? I'm waiting for my team to come in with that one. This one is so big. Thank you. Thank you for this question. So, consciousness is God, source, all there is. It is this is so big. They want me to start at a different place. So we have, in the Bible, it talks about that God showed up and created the whole universe in 6 days. And on the 7th day, he napped. And they never talk about what God did on the 8th day. And so I'm going to leave it right there. And so what we are doing right now is learning. We are actually part of God's source, mixing our soul, mixing our molecules, mixing our light with everybody else's on the planet in order to create our version of what peace on earth looks like. And I'm just fell swooping that. So consciousness is every soul's heart desire, every soul's unique blueprint, whatever that might be, all merging together, and that is what consciousness is. So we are all, I think the Bible refers to, in some way or the other, that we are all children of God. That is, that our souls were born from the God source. And so we are all part of God. We are all a very unique, special, just blueprint. No one else has yours. And when we all come together and bring our gifts and do our healing and create our version of what peace on earth is and the beauty and the, just what is Eden, what is Eden and what is equity for all, and that love overrules, and that there's never again a child on this planet that does not have enough to eat healthy food, does not have enough clean, sparkling water, that everybody does not have basically what they need. And that is the consciousness. There's also a consciousness of greed and fear and not enough. And their job with that consciousness is to remind us of what we don't want. But all it is it's just our creation. They're showing me that each one of us, if we refer to ourselves as a beautiful golden thread, that each one of us is a thread and each one of us is important to weave this incredible, beautiful golden thread weaving of love and light onto this planet. And that is also part of the consciousness. So every thought you have is a part of the consciousness. Everything that you love is part of the consciousness. Anything that you fear or makes you worry is part of some consciousness that has come to you for healing. It does not mean you're flawed. Go ahead and just use that spiritual law. Send it back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light. Take a deep breath and allow your consciousness and allow your love and allow everything that you want to expand even wider. I hope that helped. I don't know. It's wow. So, my last question for today, I think, is I'm feeling very afraid of AI. Are we going to be okay? Hmm. Obviously, I'm allowing my team to come in for this one. So the very first thing that my guides are saying is it's very natural for those of us human beings here on Earth right now to be afraid of AI because we've been afraid of everything from the beginning of time. We're fearful little beings. It's how we grow our souls. So we're afraid, let's just talk about, being, little children. And, we have a little, we imagine that there is a boogeyman in the closet and we're afraid of it. And through our lives, we just overcome our fears. So they want you to look at AI in a very, very similar way, that it's natural when it's new. We don't know what it means. We don't know if it can hurt us, because when we get afraid, All it means is that we have been knocked back to the beginning of our very first lives here. I'm going to say in caveman days, where we were threatened nonstop and we held our breath to figure out whether or not we needed to freeze, we needed to flee, or we needed to fight, or we needed to quell whatever fear there was. And so just know that when that happens, you're holding your breath and and that's why it feels like you're going to die. That's why it just feels really, really frightening. So the very first thing they want you to know, you're going to be fine. Go ahead and just breathe very, very deeply. It's not going to take you out. It's not going to, if it's not going to kill you in the next 30 seconds, you're fine. Just keep breathing until you can calm down and calm down. So what is really interesting about what they're showing me right now is AI is a gift from our soul families. It's very extraterrestrial and not in a spooky ET. They're going to come take over the world. They're going to control us. It is, that's part of the darkness that always accompanies the light. But that AI is nothing but kind of a beginning level to teach us how consciousness works, how God source works. But it's more magical than that. So know that there are going to be bad actors that are going to, be trying to, greed and all that kind of darkness. And that when we have a relationship with it, our relationship is going to be one of love and light and questioning, having better questions. And how do I take over the world? How do I get more money? How do I get rid of people that are in my way, kind of stuff, and go into what are the opportunities for all of us to have everything that we need. And we are educating our brand new AIs, and that the more of us that are coming from the light, then the AI light will also be helping to push out the darkness from the dark AI. It works very, very similar as to what we're seeing on the planet right now. So we've got this dark force that believes there's not enough, and blaming people not like them for, anything that's wrong. And we've got a huge, I'm going to call an army of love and light and taking care of one another and expanding and growing and overcoming fear and healing ourselves and healing our planet and moving together and pushing out the darkness. The darkness is always going to be there. It actually is a gift to us where it shows us what needs healing next. So they don't want you to be afraid of it. And just know that if you are, that's just what we do as human beings on this dense planet. We're afraid of everything in the beginning. But keep doing your work, keep healing, keep loving, keep expanding out, and just keep doing it. And we will raise the level of peace and love. And we have nothing to really worry about. Everything sent back to the light must go. And we are just lifting our light as the AI will be lifting up the light to meet the darkness. And we just need both on the planet. We just need, they're saying not on the planet, in the whole universe. But So it's okay to be afraid. Take a couple of deep breaths and then open up your eyes and feel that beautiful feeling of feeling at peace, of feeling hopeful, of only being able to see the magic, of being curious as to how I can use this to bring peace on earth. Okay, I hope that helps. And thank you so much for dropping by. You take care. Love you.